What's up, cool people? My name's Matt, aka That Random Christian Gamer, and welcome to today's live stream. I'm deviating a bit from the, I guess, new normal stream time, you might call it, because I'm gonna be occupied tomorrow. Hello, Seth. Been a while since I've seen you actually live because of the whole changing stream times and whatnot. Yeah, it's been busy, for sure, but otherwise not terrible, I guess. So, assuming everything works, which it kind of hasn't the past couple of weeks, I'll be, doing more Bible study. I'm starting with Psalm 7. I don't know how many Psalms I'll get through. So, we'll just have to see how that goes. I mean, last time was 6 of them. If they're similar lengths, there's a decent chance it'll be another 6 this time. But anyway, and after that, I'm hoping to hop into Hogwarts Legacy. That's the part that I'm most skeptical that it will work during the live stream. But, I mean, I did a quick little test recording before, going live, and it seemed like it was fine then. But again, we'll see. All of this is pending technology holding up. And if it works this time and continues to work multiple times over, honestly, I might just never freaking update OBS. Because that seems to be part of the problem. Or at least seems to be part of what was the problem before. It's like some of the newer versions, they don't give you the same options for, like, encoding stuff. So, yeah. Recording when not live has worked reasonably before, but it's recording, well, the issues were visible within OBS and within the recordings, so that's why they were showing up all janky on Twitch and YouTube. So that's, yeah. If it's janky in OBS, it's obviously going to be when I'm live streaming that same feed out. However, sometimes the extra load of being live makes it janky when it wouldn't be without streaming. But anyway. Okay. So, yeah. Plan has been set out. Early Twitch ads are going to start up here pretty soon if I don't initiate those myself anyway. So I guess I will get that rolling, and then we can hop into the Bible study. Twitch folks, I will see y'all in a little bit. Okay. Get all this stuff ready to go. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since displaying any gaming stuff has worked while simultaneously live streaming. But hey, you never know. I am intentionally using a slightly old version of OBS just because, like, the newer ones require you to use software for the encoding rather than actually, like, putting the load for that on your hardware. I mean, there's a slight chance the most recent one that I just said remind me later for the update also gives that option, but at least the past couple most recent ones before that, I go to look at the encoder options, and literally all it says is software. So, Anyway, we'll just have to see what happens. Okay. And according to Twitch, the ad break should be done. So, let me just bring down the background music slightly more. And then, time for Bible study, I guess. Here we go. Okay, so we've made it to Psalm 7 so far, obviously, meaning we've gone through the first 6. It's with Psalms being, music and poetry and stuff like that, there's not really a story behind them that really needs a ton of context. I think at least the past 3 Psalms were all written by David and sounded a lot like, "Dear God, I have so many enemies. I'm in trouble. Please help." So yeah, that's not saying a bunch of these Psalms will be similar, but this one does already say it is of David. But we'll see what we get into here. And in case it wasn't obvious, there's a chance of covering multiple Psalms within one recording. So, anyway, let me look at this little note here. So, Hebrews says a shiggaion, probably indicating a musical setting for the psalm. Okay, so like some particular type of psalm is what that's indicating, I guess. So this one is a psalm of David, which he sang to the Lord concerning Cush of the tribe of Benjamin. Okay, bit more specific context for this one than some of the prior psalms. But yeah, let's hop in and see what he wrote here. I come to you for protection, O Lord my God. Save me from my persecutors. Rescue me. If you don't, they will maul me like a lion, tearing me to pieces with no one to rescue me. O Lord my God, if I have done wrong or am guilty of injustice, if I have betrayed a friend or plundered my enemy without cause, then let my enemies capture me. Let them trample me into the ground and drag my honor in the dust. It mentions there being an interlude there, so I'll pause a bit. So, yeah, this is sounding like some of the previous Psalms where David's like, hey, God, can you please help me here? I'm in trouble, it seems. And in this case, he's also including a note that, like, if he's done anything wrong and essentially, like, deserves punishment from God, then okay. If he gets captured and that's the reason why, fine. But otherwise, Lord God, please help. Okay. Again, like, with Psalms, I'm not generally going to have as many thoughts that I want to add to what the text is saying itself. So, I'm going to move on to verse 6 now. Arise, O Lord, in anger. Stand up against the fury of my enemies. Wake up, my God, and bring justice. Gather the nations before you. Rule over them from on high. The Lord judges the nations. Declare me righteous, O Lord, for I am innocent, O Most High. End the evil of those who are wicked, and defend the righteous. For you look deep within the mind and heart, O righteous God. God is my shield, saving those whose hearts are true and right. God is an honest judge. He is angry with the wicked every day. Suppose I'll pause there a little bit. Asking God to, like, rise in anger, I guess, is just kind of a way of David appealing to, you know, God's justice and righteousness, and the fact that, you know, the opposites, injustice and unrighteousness, are things that God does not like. But otherwise, it might... I thought I would add that thought in particular because it's like, okay, without thinking it through like that, it might seem like, okay, is it really right to ask God to be angry? But otherwise, yeah, David goes on and, you know, kind of talks more about God's judgment, his righteousness, and how he views wickedness, thus kind of being the idea behind why, or at least part of the idea behind why David wants God to rise up and help him against these particular people, because certainly, at least in his mind, what they're doing is wrong. And he says, God is my shield. I mean, obviously, if God is not with us, then we're relying on something else to try to protect us. Meanwhile, if God's against us, there's, like, if God is fully against us, like, there's nothing really saving us. So, yeah. He talks about saving those whose hearts are true and right. Kind of another way of, you know, saying, all right, here's what God does. He stands with the righteous and, you know, people whose intentions are pure. So, anyway, don't really have too much else to say about that stuff. Okay, I did not miss any notes so far. Anyway, on to verse 12. If a person does not repent, God will sharpen his sword. He will bend and string his bow. He will prepare his deadly weapons and shoot his flaming arrows. The wicked conceive evil. They are pregnant with trouble and give birth to lies. They dig a deep pit to trap others, then fall into it themselves. The trouble they make for others backfires on them. The violence they plan falls on their own heads. I will thank the Lord because he is just. I will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. So, David's not even just talking about people who are, like, really obviously wicked. I mean, I guess he's primarily talking about them, considering this is specifically concerning a certain... I guess Cush was a clan within the tribe of Benjamin? Or maybe a particular place within their territory. Anyway, since David is kind of talking about specific people, you know, he might just be outright, you know, referring to obvious evil being done. But the way that it's worded, what he says can also refer to somewhat of an evil in that it's just like a lack of repentance, which also kind of shows a lack of remorse for what might be considered less obvious evil. But then he goes on to talk about, how wicked people essentially just fall to their own, or at least to the results of their own doings, their own works, eventually, which could be seen as part of God's judgment on them. And then real quick at the end, he thanks God for being just and righteous, and probably also to some effect for, protecting him and things of that sort. But yeah, especially verses 12 and 13 there kind of highlight, like, if God's against you, nothing's really gonna save you. They're in verse 12. So the Hebrew says he right here instead of God. But, I mean, the only other possible he that could be meant by that is the person who does not repent. But in the broader context, it definitely makes more sense for that to apply to God. God was the other most recent being that was mentioned. And it makes a whole lot more sense for God to be preparing his punishment upon someone who does not repent. Yeah, don't really have any other thoughts in particular about Psalm 7. I will move on to the next one. Let me get a quick look at... Oh, that's a short one. Okay. So, Psalm 8 here says it is for the choir director. What exactly that means relative to the format of the psalm, I guess, is just kind of to say that, yeah, there's definitely a vocal group that is meant to be involved. Maybe beyond just a single person involved in some of the other psalms. But anyway, this one's also from David, to be accompanied by a stringed instrument. Hebrew says, according to the Gittith, rather than accompanied by a stringed instrument? Anyway, I'm gathering the translators kind of, looked into that and said, all right, this Gittith thing seems to be involving a stringed instrument. Okay. Since this psalm's a bit on the shorter side, I think I'm just going to read through the whole thing before I add any thoughts of mine. So, here we go. Psalm 8. O Lord, our Lord, your majestic name fills the earth. Your glory is higher than the heavens. You have taught children and infants to tell of your strength, silencing your enemies and all who oppose you. When I look at the night sky and see the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars you set in place, what are mere mortals that you should think about them, human beings that you should care for them? Yet you made them only a little lower than God, and crowned them with glory and honor. You gave them charge of everything you made, putting all things under their authority, the flocks and the herds, and all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, the fish in the sea, and everything that swims the ocean currents. O Lord, our Lord, your majestic name fills the earth. Now, I definitely seem to recall from previous translations, or at least one previous translation, that this part was worded more like, just, how majestic is your name in all the earth? And there might have even been some, kind of songs I heard at church that were worded like that. But anyway, yeah, so, hey, this one is not a, God please help me. Just more of, talking about God's glory and, you know, just how wonderful his creation is. And in a way, how privileged we are as humans to, like, have rule or dominion or whatever you want to call it over basically everything else in God's creation. Like, because of our, you know, intelligence and other abilities, we can, like, you know, master, tame, control pretty much everything else that exists on Earth. Aside from maybe some of those things that, you know, God mentioned to Job back in the few chapters that God was speaking there. Like, if anything like Behemoth still exists, not sure we could control that, or Leviathan, or whatever. But this is, generally speaking, and it really is, it was more so a way of David emphasizing the authority that we have over creation, and thus, in a way, kind of the position that we have in the order of it all. All right. So now I'm gonna just kind of take a look at the notes. I don't really have any other general thoughts just from the main part of the text. So, note here in verse 2, Greek version reads, "to give you praise," rather than "to tell of your strength." Okay, I mean, telling of strength is a way of giving praise. And I'd be a little curious in what way David is thinking these children and infants are praising God or telling of his strength. I mean, there's certainly, you know, room for people to just imply some things based on how small and, like, delicate they are, especially infants. And how that, like, kind of... in the same kind of way that parents will, you know, care for their children, you know, seeing that God cares for us as a whole. It also mentions comparing Matthew 21:16, which I wonder if maybe either this note about the Greek or the way the translators decided to word this matches what is in that particular part of Matthew. But I am certainly not, at this point, going to do a bunch of back and forth to analyze what differences there might be or similarities. Note here in verse 4, the Hebrew says, "What is man that you should think of him? The son of man that you should care for him?" Okay. It seems like the translators maybe just went for a more general set of pronouns, and more obviously plural, because otherwise someone could read this as, well, it's just one particular person, which, especially given the phrase "son of man" there, if it is one particular person, then that was obviously meant to be Jesus, I would say. But I do think generally it's probably meant to be more so for humanity as a whole rather than just, a specific person here. Verse 5, the first note says, sorry. First note says, it could be, yet you made them only a little lower than the angels. Hebrew reads, yet you made him, meaning man, a little lower than Elohim. Which, I mean, Elohim, I thought was generally a way to refer to God specifically. Perhaps maybe the Trinity as a whole. I do believe the fact that it is Elohim implies like sort of a plural reference, though. But this is literally just me operating off of my memory. Feel free to, let me know if I'm wrong. But, there are some passages that actually talk about us being greater than the angels, at least in some ways. So, I do think it is a little bit more consistent for this to say that that we were made only a little lower than God. But there might be other ways in which we are considered below the angels, so I'm not going to split hairs on this here. And crowned, rather than them, it could just say him, meaning, man. So, that note really, in a way, was just kind of following up on this note from verse 4. But yeah, I think, the general intent of the passage pretty much remains the same. Like, compared to the vastness of creation, we're so small, and yet God has given us such a high position relative to creation. And this is where the timing's getting a little iffy with whether I would include another psalm or not. Given the length of Psalm 9, I'm thinking probably not. So, Psalm 7 and 8 is going to be it for this particular recording, I suppose. However, within the stream, I will continue. I imagine... I'll definitely do Psalm 9. I might get in Psalm 10 as well. But we'll have to see. Let me get a sip of water here real quick. I left myself some time to maybe go a bit over 30 minutes with this one. But better get rolling. Okay. Psalm 9. Looks like this is another one from David for a choir director, to be sung to the tune Death of the Sun. I can't say I'm familiar with that particular song. Obviously it's an old one. If it's to be, if this was written by David way back when, and that was already a known song. Again, friendly reminder, Psalms Or like, songs and sort of the lyrics for them and or the poetry that accompanies them. It might be better to think of it as poetry in some ways, because, like, in those times, I don't imagine a lot of songs had a structure like more modern songs. Like, these might have been more like, all right, there's some music playing, and the singing is more like chanting. But there's a chance that it was not just chanting along with it. But in any case, I mean, even if you don't think of it that way, singing to music is generally still poetry of a sort. So, in order to keep it broader in scope, thinking of it as poetry is perfectly fine, and probably going to keep you in the right frame of mind for these. But that means they're not necessarily directly related to each other, and so there's not really a whole lot of context to give other than whatever it gives at the start of each psalm. So, anyway, with that said, let's get into Psalm 9 here. I will praise you, Lord, with all my heart. I will tell of all the marvelous things you have done. I will be filled with joy because of you. I will sing praises to your name, O Most High. My enemies retreated. They staggered and died when you appeared, for you have judged in my favor. From your throne you have judged with fairness. You have rebuked the nations and destroyed the wicked. You have erased their names forever. The enemy is finished, in endless ruins. The cities you uprooted are now forgotten. So, I do kind of wonder if this psalm was written, after Psalm 7 and then the events that played out there. Because, I mean, Psalm 7 in particular, he had certain people that David was, like, kind of worried about and wanting God to bring justice upon them, or it could have been any of the other psalms of his from before that. Anyway, so what I'm wondering, generally speaking, is if the psalms are ordered, like chronologically, or like at least the ones from David appear in the order that he wrote them. Because then you could have some connections like that. But otherwise, it would be extremely hard to even make any assumptions about things like that, other than just from general circumstances and thinking, there's definitely a chance that, this came after this, so David was asking for help here, and now he's writing this one that is thanking God for the help that he provided. But, yeah, that's pretty much what David's doing here so far, saying how, his enemies have been defeated and, they were brought low by God's power. And after saying that, their cities have been uprooted and forgotten, he continues with verse 7. But the Lord reigns forever, executing judgment from his throne. He will judge the world with justice and rule the nations with fairness. The Lord is a shelter for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Those who know your name trust in you, for you, O Lord, do not abandon those who search for you. Sing praises to the Lord who reigns in Jerusalem. Tell the world about his unforgettable deeds. For he who avenges murder cares for the helpless. He does not ignore the cries of those who suffer. Gonna pause there a little bit too. Obviously, this section here is kind of contrasting with what David said happened to his enemies. I mean, God is almighty, eternal, and all of that. So, yeah, of course, God is not going to be uprooted and forgotten or anything like that. But, I'm sort of zooming out from this for a moment, thinking about, prayer and worship and things like that are certainly highly suggested parts of the Christian life. And it's not necessarily like we're ever going to really say anything new to God that he hasn't already heard. But, engaging with God in those ways, and even saying things about God that, have probably been said millions of times before. And even if we already have said those things before, just sometimes saying the words and or thinking on them causes further reflection and realizations about just how much God does for us and how much closer we then want to be with God. But anyway, that was the main thing I wanted to add while I was on that train of thought, kind of stemming from this section here, verses 7 through 10. Now, the words say sing praises. Doesn't really say who should sing praises. I mean, really, I guess anybody who hears, it's kind of calling for them to sing praises. But I'd imagine especially, God's people, in particular those in Jerusalem, because he calls that out by name. The Hebrew says Zion, which is really just another way to refer to Jerusalem. Like, God's chosen city for his chosen people. And he says, tell the world about his, meaning God's, unforgettable deeds. For he who avenges murder cares for the helpless. Like, ascribing that act to God, as well as obviously the one in this sentence below it as well. Just pointing that out also. Like, the way that is written connects those things to God and basically says, hey, here's part of why you should praise God. Anyway, on to verse 13 here, I guess. Again, David writing this. Lord, have mercy on me. See how my enemies torment me. Snatch me back from the jaws of death. Save me so I can praise you publicly at Jerusalem's gates, so I can rejoice that you have rescued me. The nations have fallen into the pit they dug for others. Their own feet have been caught in the trap they set. The Lord is known for his justice. The wicked are trapped by their own deeds. Quiet interlude. The wicked will go down to the grave. This is the fate of all the nations who ignore God. But the needy will not be ignored forever. The hopes of the poor will not always be crushed. Arise, O Lord. Do not let mere mortals defy you. Judge the nations. Make them tremble in fear, O Lord. Let the nations know they are merely human. And then it has another interlude there. I mean, I guess it could just have the song kind of wrapping up with an instrumental portion. So now even like, again, I mean, this part kind of implies that even in the midst of David, you know, kind of being in trouble, or at least having some concerns about enemies around him, even in the midst of that, he's saying all these things to whoever hears about, you know, giving praises to God. So, like, even when things are tough, David is still giving praise. Some of this sounds a lot like the previous psalm talking about, or at least I think it was either 7 or 8, where he was talking about, you know, evildoers falling into their own traps. Note there, I guess for the quiet interlude, Hebrew says Higayon Selah. Meaning of this phrase is uncertain. I mean, I'm pretty sure the whole Selah thing was supposed to refer to some kind of like pause or break or interlude or whatever like that. Not as sure about the Higayon part. But there was a similar word. No, maybe not. I thought there was a similar word in one of the previous songs. Yeah. Okay, that one's Shigayon. That's why it sounded a bit familiar in song. Okay, so that was Psalm 7. This is... I mean, I gotta imagine the words are connected in some way, but... Again, I wouldn't have a clue how to translate the original Hebrew, so... I'll trust the translators. Now a note here in verse 17, after it says the wicked will go down to the grave, Hebrew says to Sheol instead of the grave. Somewhat of a similar concept. It's like they believed Sheol was where you go when you die. It's just kind of seen as like a pit in the ground, but maybe having the idea of some kind of afterlife, though, rather than just being, yeah, you're dead. Any semblance of your essence is dead. I don't really have any other thoughts on this psalm, I don't think. I mean, rising, O Lord, judge the nations, that all sounds familiar, I guess, from prior psalms, maybe especially number 7. Yeah, that one where it talks about God rising in anger. Anyway, in this case, it's more specifically David saying, these people are against you. They're, you know, don't let them get away with making you look bad. Anyway, I will also, I suppose, look at Psalm 10 here as well. Now, the presence of the interlude here almost makes me want, but it wouldn't show up like... This is another thing about Psalms. It makes no sense with Psalms for things related to the same thought to be split between chapters like other books of the Bible are. These are the Psalms. Like, why would you call something an entirely different psalm if it's meant to be another part of the same thing? That makes no sense. So assume that this is not directly related to the prior psalm, Even though the last one ended with an interlude. Again, it could have just been, yeah, end the song with music instead of, also singing. But Psalm 10 here doesn't really give any particular context for it. It doesn't even say it's specifically written by David. So let's just read it and see what it says, and I'll share some of my thoughts on it, maybe. O Lord, why do you stand so far away? Why do you hide when I am in trouble? The wicked arrogantly hunt down the poor. Let them be caught in the evil they plan for others. For they brag about their evil desires. They praise the greedy and curse the Lord. The wicked are too proud to seek God. They seem to think that God is dead. Yet they succeed in everything they do. They do not see your punishment awaiting them. They sneer at all their enemies. They think nothing bad will ever happen to us. We will be free of trouble forever. Their mouths are full of cursing, lies, and threats. Trouble and evil are on the tips of their tongues. They lurk in ambush in the villages, waiting to murder innocent people. They are always searching for helpless victims. Like lions crouched in hiding, they wait to pounce on the helpless. Like hunters, they capture the helpless and drag them away in nets. Their helpless victims are crushed. They fall beneath the strength of the wicked. The wicked think God isn't watching us. He has closed his eyes and won't even see what we did. Or what we do, sorry. And on that little slight misspeaking, I'll pause for a bit. So, this does in some ways sound like some of the things that David has been saying in the recent Psalms before this. But again, it doesn't say specifically that it's written by David, so we can't necessarily assume that it is safely. And again, some of this stuff sounds like parts of Job, especially things that people around Job were saying to him. Like, wicked people being too proud to seek God because they think they're getting away with whatever they do. But the idea, at least in that case, was that, well, eventually their deeds will catch up to them. And so then they'll get what they rightfully deserve. Obviously, the author of this feels kind of some separation from God based on the first couple of verses, especially number 1. Kind of describes some of the evil things that these wicked people do, and again, seemingly unpunished. But that's not the end of it, so I'm not going to say too much more on that. Because I wouldn't be surprised if then there's a flipping it around and being all like, but God does XYZ, or something to that effect. There is a note here in verse 7. The Greek version reads cursing and bitterness, rather than, I guess, cursing, lies, and threats. Compare Romans 3:14. Huh. So there's another reference that can be looked up, and I'll just say this generally speaking. Anyone who wonders how much the Bible kind of like cross-references itself, or like, one thing will refer to another part of the Bible, even like New Testament to Old Testament or vice versa, it's a lot. There's like an entire image that I've seen that I know I've at least shared on some of my social media pages. It looks like like darn near a full-fledged rainbow of lines crossing or like arcing over each other sometimes. But anyway, I digress. So wicked people think they're getting away with stuff. Continuing with verse 12. Arise, O Lord. Punish the wicked, O God. Do not ignore the helpless. Why do the wicked get away with despising God? They think God will never call us to account. But you see the trouble and grief they cause. You take note of it and punish them. The helpless put their trust in you. You defend the orphans. Break the arms of these wicked, evil people. Go after them until the last one is destroyed. The Lord is king forever and ever. The godless nations will vanish from the land. Lord, you know the hopes of the helpless. Surely you will hear their cries and comfort them. You will bring justice to the orphans and the oppressed, so mere people can no longer terrify them. Yeah, so as expected to some effect, it's like, all right, talking about these evil people who seem to be getting away with all this stuff and kind of calling for God to see that and act on it and, you know, stand up for the victims of these evil deeds. Now, this could seem a little bit, maybe graphic isn't the best word, but like, it could sound a bit, you know, emotional and even extreme, one might say. But that's part of the thing with Psalms is it's, you know, a piece of art in a way where, you know, the use of the words in it is sometimes meant to be either sounding extreme or whatever they're going for, like further emphasizing the like emotion that the author's going for. Because really that's part of how songs and poetry and things like that's part of what gives them a punch, is to really help the people listening feel the emotions of the author. So, yes, even extremely detailed wording is part of the intent with these. Not even, and it's not even like, you know, these people having their arms broken would be undeserved. If they really have done all of these wicked things, then yeah, like, if you're gonna assign them some kind of punishment, it's probably going to sound pretty severe. If they're doing severely bad things, then a punishment of equal severity or perhaps even greater to deter them from doing it is warranted. So, it's basically calling on God, saying, hey, these people are doing these wicked things. You, in your righteousness, you know, should stand up to them and, you know, turn it back against them, you know, match that, or, you know, in a way, sort of let them feel how bad what they're doing is. And I don't really have any other thoughts in particular for Psalm 10. Given the timing, I don't think it'd be a good idea to try to also squeeze in Psalm 11, even though it is short. Because short does not mean there will be a lack of thoughts that I will want to mention. So I think we'll just leave it at Psalm 10 for now. Okay, and I suppose that concludes the planned Bible study portion of the stream. So far, it seems like things are going smoothly with the technology. Real quick, I'm just checking some stuff on my phone, seeing if any of these notifications are important. Okay. Just, main thing that I was looking for is there's, somebody I know from church who's currently getting some surgery because of, well, to put it as succinctly as possible, because of, like, having a hernia. So, just kind of getting some updates on that situation. Nothing saying it's going poorly, per se. I guess the surgery itself is all done and he's recovering now. Okay, well, I might as well go ahead and run some more ads before I hop into Hogwarts Legacy, rather than possibly interrupt that. And that'll also give me perhaps a bit better of a chance to see whether that part of the plan is going to cooperate. In any case, Twitch folks, I'll see you in a little bit. And meanwhile, going to change the stream category on there to Hogwarts Legacy instead of just chatting. Okay. So now if I bring this up, so far it's not looking wonky. Come on. I'm trying to... Oh, you know what? But that's why chords were being weird. Alright. Get myself in position here. Okay. Gonna give this a quick look around, see if it starts getting all janky. Maybe even do a quick test recording to see if it gets all, you know, if it starts having problems. And it doesn't look like it. Alright, well, so with that in mind, here's hoping it works. Okay. I think I am pretty much set then. Oh, other than probably want to fade out the background music that I have going on my computer. Don't really need all that. Game has its own music and sounds and such. Okay then. For real now, hopping into Hogwarts Legacy and recording things. You know what? Actually, hang on. One more thing I just realized I might need to change. I didn't exactly make myself a preset for while I'm doing this stuff. See, why? Why does it insist on popping that up over top of where I've got the chat showing? Anyway. Just wanted to change this thing. To make it match the game. I'm pretty sure that Hogwarts Legacy counts as a... I'd actually have to back out of it first to double check that. Hang on. Yeah, okay. Definitely rated teen. Okay. And... Alrighty. I'm gonna start recording again. And hope that it doesn't get any kind of weird.
What are you up to now?
Who spoke just now? I don't know. Anyway. Okay. So, recently spoke with Richard Jackdaw. And, let's just say we've got a bit of a murder mystery on our hands. Okay, so it said something about being able to advance time by going to the map. I should have paid closer attention to what it said. How do I advance the time? Oh, wait. That's... Yeah, okay, so I press in the right stick. Wait here to advance time from day to night or night to day. It's currently night. I need it to be day. Because they do not have defense against the dark arts class at night. Oh, okay. Had to just hit the right trigger spot. Not really framing it in quite the same lesson format that it did the first Defense Against the Dark Arts class. Okay. And I'm going to be learning this because I completed the assignments that she had for me.
Professor, I completed all of your most recent assignments.
Well done.
Right. Game is very quiet.
Pay close attention. The disarming charm may often
I
be
had
all you need to defeat the
the volume a bit higher
dark
up
witches and wizards you
in the
might
game
encounter.
capture, but not on my TV.
Spellcasting requires a focused mind and a steady wand.
Okay.
Good work. The dummy is here if you wish to stay in practice.
Yeah, how exactly does Expelliarmus work with that? Nope, gotta go into this menu. That's Expelliarmus? Yeah, okay. damage, really. Disarms wands and weapons from most enemies who wield them. Also deals damage to all enemies, even if they do not carry a weapon. Alright, I'm gonna assign that to A for now. Basically all the ones that would be any kind of helpful in combat, I think I want to assign. Most of the time. Okay, so... let's see how I might, well, you know what?
Expelliarmus!
You seem to have the right end of the stick, but keep practicing. Expelliarmus may save your life one day.
Yeah. Alright, so...
Levioso! Accio! Incendio! Expelliarmus!
Still at it, I see.
Maybe didn't quite pull off that combo in the way that I wanted to, but it was mostly alright. Okay, so now I gotta figure out what I'm tracking here. Owl post. Oh, hello. From Helen Thistlewood. Yeah, she seemed like she was in trouble when last we met. She was like teleporting uncontrollably. Anyway, greetings. I'm happy to report that my sister Helen survived that sudden attack in Azkaban. She said that she does not hold a grudge against Anne, as terrible as the violence was. After seeing the conditions in Azkaban anew, Helen said it's no wonder Anne's mind is so far gone. It seems you found Jackdaw's ghost and told him about Anne. Helen wanted you to know he has evidently promised to work with the Ministry and Helen to see what, if anything, can be done for her. And this comes from Eddie Thistlewood. Probably some relative of hers, although what kind of relation, I'm not sure. Quests. Yeah. So Jackdaw's Rest would be the main kind of story-related one, I suppose. I have so many of these others. But I'm still going to track that one. Just, you know, like if any of the others pop up along the way, then I'll go ahead and do those. Although at some point I may want to take a sidetrack for some, you know, crossed wands duels. It's showing like there's somebody to talk to, but perhaps that's on a higher level.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
And the fact that you mentioned it makes me wonder. No, I don't necessarily see a stone. Would there be one in the tree here? Also, I think you're the one I talked to about one of the other side quests.
Could you remind me how the Daedalian keys work again?
When
Yeah,
you spot
so
or hear
that's okay.
a flying key, you're to follow it back to its cabinet. Inserting it in the lock is the tricky part. I hope you follow some. If you open
So
the
if you go
cabinet,
back
I'd
and
love
talk to
know
the
what
people who
find,
gave you the
if
quests,
anything.
they'll give you some pointers or reminders or whatever.
I'd better
About
keep an
those.
eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Okay, you said that specifically as I walked over here. I don't really see anything though. I'm just kind of looking around a bit, just in case. because it was mentioned. Watch, one of these times, I'll be, like, actually up on that walkway and see one of the gobstones.
It's a relief to finally have an answer as to why that portrait was empty.
I wish we didn't have to use the bomb.
Okay. Now, if I do go for an extended time without really encountering any of the side missions in between the main ones that I'm doing, then I might just intentionally divert myself for a little while anyway. But hey, so far the game capture stuff is working and it's not janky. It's showing that direction, and yet tells me to go this way. What? Now it... That was rather odd. So... Yeah, okay, that... For some reason, the number didn't seem quite as large. You know, the number for the distance didn't seem quite as large as I expected it to be at first, but, Also, real quick.
Incendio.
Alright, how do I... There we go. I'm like, how do I focus? No, okay. I'm not supposed to set that ablaze, apparently. So, we're meeting Richard Jackdaw at the Forbidden Forest, which, of course, isn't quite where we were before. Oh, hello. Love letter. My dearest Apollonia, would you care to join me for a picnic? I know you enjoy a good Cornish pastry almost as much as you enjoy a good mystery. See you soon, I hope. Yours, Richard. That was... I guess from Richard Jackdaw to Apollonia Black? Because there was definitely a connection mentioned between the two of them. Almost like because things didn't work out with Anne, or like maybe Apollonia had something to do with Anne ending up in Azkaban. Suspicion that she was jealous. Oh, hello. There's somebody down there. Or something. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do it like that so I don't have to mess around with it too much. Because I have no idea what that thing could possibly do. Okay, seems like most of the animals aren't really going to bother me. Although maybe particular creatures will. Yeah, there's something I could search. Just getting more money so far. And here we go. Oh, wait. Okay, now I gotta wait for it to go from day to night, I guess.
Here I am, as good as my word.
Here... Where? Oh, there. I was like, here where?
We meet again, Richard Jackdaw.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised to see you. It would take the patience of a Hufflepuff to track down these pages.
Well said. Now where do we go from here?
Follow me. I shall lead you as far as I can, but I fear I may remain a tad reluctant to revisit the scene of my demise. Keep your eyes open for a bird bath. When you find it, say Intramuros. I think it's Latin. Or Greek. As you can imagine, I never paid much attention in school. Shall we?
Okay.
Aside from the bird bath, anything else I should look for?
Indeed. A few landmarks. A stone bridge, a waterfall, and, if I recall, a lake. You'll see.
You've been very helpful. Thank you.
Should I expect to see them in that order?
Surprising how much of this is, rather unfortunately, coming back to me.
And Blue Flame.
You know, the closer we get, the more I'm remembering. Probably best I leave you to it. Simply stick to the path and keep a sharp eye out for that bird bath. Adieu. Is that Latin? Or Greek?
I'm not entirely sure it's either. Oh, geez, there's more. Whoa, hello. Okay, hold up. I didn't even really realize that I was constantly getting hit by other things all that time. The darkness of the overall scene made that kind of hard to track. Alright, I might give that one more try, but also I'm thinking I am a bit underleveled relative to the creatures I'm facing here.
Levioso. Accio. Incendio. Expelliarmus.
Oh, is that like some kind of hive or something like that?
Levioso.
Okay. Can't block that one. Potion. I was supposed to dodge there.
Keep going.
How am I still alive? And okay. Okay, maybe more than just one more try. Feels like I have yet to really get into super challenging combat before this. So, you know. Forgive me for needing some time to get used to it.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Okay, anyway.
Levioso. Protego. Accio. Incendio.
Okay, it showed me the thing to block right before it showed me the thing to dodge. That's a little annoying. Okay, I'm not going to retry this too many times, though. Because I think it might just be a sign that I need to gain some levels here. Which is a perfectly convenient excuse to actually do some side quests and stuff. Or side missions, or whatever you want to call them. Here.
Protego! Stupid. Stupid one.
Potion, please. How do I... There we go. I was also pressing the wrong button for that before. And... Jeez, okay. Yeah, you know what? Think I might try this one another time. Like, later. I might come back to it, is what I mean.
Here I am, as good as my word.
Okay, in that case... Since that's not really working out... Alright, let me, find into the hidden herbologies. Gobstones... Breaking camp. Yeah, let's try tracking that one. And then see where it is on the map. Okay, so that's there. I need to be like on the other side of Hogsmeade, it would seem. So, might I perhaps be able to, access a flue flame? In Hogsmeade there? Yeah. Let's travel there. I don't expect to be finding too many other missions along the way to something like this. And now that I'm specifically focusing on side missions, it's, I feel less like I should be looking out for others.
I'm most pleased to be included.
Okay.
Who'd have thought Hogsmeade would be saved by a student rather than...
Now, why is it showing that? Oh, I guess because that's where I am gonna go for my mission. Ooh, yeah, lacewing flies. Some kind of ingredient, I'm sure. You're just a cat. I'm not going to stop and pet every single cat that I find. There do seem to be quite a few of them out right now, though. Alright. I'm approaching designated area where I should expect to find the goblin encampments. Are they currently fighting something else? Something, it seems, but... Disarm an enemy, perform a dueling combo, keep 2 enemies airborne. Oh, jeez. I really gotta pay attention to the blocking and such. Jeez. The second I try to do a combo, it's like somebody comes up to attack me and... Okay, I thought I would try to dodge there instead, and that didn't work. Alright. Half the trouble there, I think, was just that it was so many of them at once. And I guess maybe that's a bit of a problem that I had with the spiders, too. Oh, boy. Perhaps this is all a sign that I need to get more dueling practice in.
I've never seen a sword like it. One less human to worry about. Get accustomed to
Levioso. Accio.
I meant to press B there, not A.
Levioso. Accio.
Okay.
Protego. Levioso.
Doggone it.
fight about as well as a pumpkin. I won't rest. One less human to worry about. How nice of you. Why can't I hit you?
Levioso.
Showing off.
Incendio.
Yeah, okay.
Someone's here.
Oh, shoot. Wrong button. Keep an enemy airborne. Okay, really? I was doing a thing with, like, picking up an object.
Protego.
Can't handle a little old... Stop! Does Hogwarts teach you nothing about dueling? No! I will make you pay.
Levioso.
Nothing, that's all.
Accio.
Seriously, the second I try to do a combo that's any more than,
Protego.
like, 3 hits...
Longer than necessary.
Levioso. Accio. Well, stupefy. Incendio. Stupefy. Levioso. Accio. Stupefy. Expelliarmus.
You're no match from...
Levioso. Incendio.
Doggone it.
But you are! You are...
I should have waited to use that. Okay, really?
I will make you.
Levioso.
I won't rest until...
I have used so freaking many potions here.
One count down, one more to go. Expelliarmus.
I did not keep an enemy airborne for 10 seconds, but still. Okay, at least there are a couple of other potions here that I picked up. Or that I can pick up. So is it like an all or nothing thing with the dueling feats? Or like, do I get some of the rewards if I just do some of them?
One less humour to worry about.
You see, that wasn't even long enough. Oh, that was just one goblin encampment. Jeez. Better be a bit more careful with the next one, then. And, you know, maybe I could release one of these,
Enjoy suffering, do ya?
plant things, too.
Any who oppose run.
They could see me even though I was, like, under the cover of the trees and such. That surprises me a bit.
Is somebody there? Not them. Who's there? I can have fun. Stupid child. Get away from me. Stupid one. The coward. Away with that.
Dog on it. See, it's like... No, dog on it. That was like pure instinct kicking in there. It's like they wait until I'm busy with a combo sometimes.
Won't get away with that. Is that the best you can do? I shall avenge you.
I pressed Y there. Why didn't it work?
Expelliarmus. Levioso.
Oh, come on, really? Doggone it.
Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
Get accustomed to that.
Levioso. Accio. Incendio.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you for the potion. Good grief.
Why can't I hit you?
Levioso. Incendio.
Can't handle a little altercation.
Levioso. Accio. Stupid one. Expelliarmus. Stupid one. Levioso. Accio. Stupid one. Levioso. Stupid one.
What? Really?
Why unnecessary. I won't.
Expelliarmus! Levioso! Accio!
Jeez. Well, hey, I did all the dueling feats. Are there any others? It would seem not. Well, no. There's one more somewhere around here. Two more. Boom. That's both of them gone somehow? Interesting.
Both camps cleared. I am Beaumont.
What the... Made it seem like both of them were gone anyway.
Levioso! Accio!
Okay. Yeah, that's a potion there. Anyway. I suppose in the future I could consider using that to make myself a bit more resilient before just going full steam ahead into, you know, combat. Okay, yeah. And I think the enemies were all, like, the same level as me there. So I certainly can't blame it on anything like that.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this.
Instruments are expensive, you know.
Okay. So I guess that was related to whatever I talked with her about. Was she the one who, like, had a brother that was maybe had a debt to pay or something? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure we'll find out.
Hello, Madame Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps.
You cleared them out? How?
I mean, it definitely wasn't easy for me.
It was harrowing, and they dug in their heels, but I managed.
When my brother returns, this news will mean the world to him. You saved our hamlet, my young friend. This will not be forgotten. I fear for other hamlets, truly. Ranrock and his lot are unlike any goblins I've ever seen.
Actually, while I'm here, I do maybe have some things that I want to sell.
Sincerely.
Spider Fang, Stench of the Dead. Essence got ingredient for Thunder Brew. Maxima Potion. Durus Potion. Okay, so sell that.
I could always use more.
Basically all of this stuff that is worse than my current stats, I will get rid of. That one, however, is better, and so is that. It's been a hot second since I've looked at my gear, so
Thank you for coming.
I just figured while I was here, maybe I would handle some of that. Hey, I leveled up. Speaking of the gear, though, I am going to try to very quickly equip the stuff that's better, although this has trait slots. Oh, this one also has trait slots. Okay, well, in that case, I'm gonna equip that. Don't really care a whole lot about the appearance of the gloves. Don't have anything else in the face wear. Headwear, though. Yeah, equip that. But, don't necessarily want to look like I'm wearing that. No, I think there was one more thing. No, I guess I just had 2 sets of gloves that were better. Yeah, that's probably what it was. And
Madam Beaumont, might I speak with you?
Just gonna talk
I'd
to her
be happy to
again
speak
to
with
get
you.
rid of the other stuff.
Especially after your help ridding us of Ranrock's loyalists.
Mrs. Sprottle told me a little more about your brother Bardolph.
Oh, there's some of that
dear
too.
Dorothy. She'd go looking for Bardolph herself if she could.
She mentioned dark magic and even the Ashwinders.
Despite my repeated warnings, Bardolph's been experimenting with dark magic near the edge of the forest. I thought perhaps he'd get it out of his system and it would gradually stop. But then one day, he didn't come home.
Could Bardolph have run off?
No, he'd never leave me here alone. He did speak of going to talk with Victor Rookwood. That worries me almost more than his attempts at mastering dark magic. Rookwood is as dangerous as Ranrock, in my opinion.
Is there anything your brother took with him that might help to track him down?
Only his satchel, journal, and a woolen jumper I knitted for him. That's all I can recall.
I'll let you know if I
Okay.
see or hear anything about him.
Thank you. How kind. I'd be so grateful to learn where he is. I know in my heart he's out there. Do be careful.
Okay, and back to inventory
Where are you?
management.
I'll not give up hope.
I guess I'm selling all this stuff. Okay,
Thank you for passing through.
now time to figure out what other quest I might want to look into here. I'll look at that stuff later. That's the one with the herbology corridor. Map portrays a forest, bridge, and candles. Put it into my bag for reference. Yeah, I wonder if I should track that one. You know, do some more non-Hogwarts things while I'm outside of Hogwarts. Summoner's Court would be in Hogwarts, so would crossed wands, and yeah. So, where exactly am I going? Use the map with floating candles to find the treasure. No. It's not really giving me a direct path to follow for this one, so maybe
New instruments are expensive, you know.
so maybe that's not one I can very easily just track. Unless I have a way of looking at that map. Inventory. Map with floating candles. View. Yeah, that's great, but I mean, it looks like it might be depicting the Dark Forest. And then a particular bridge. Not really sure what to make of that one. Because it seems to me there's any number of potential places for that to be. Warning, Dugbog sighting. Be careful. Okay.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
So, okay. It is related to the Forbidden Forest. I kind of thought it might be. In which case, I suppose I should travel here. It is a nighttime quest. Okay. Well, yeah, the need to use Lumos at least implies that there's, you know, some darkness involved. Or at least, maybe I assumed Lumos is necessary because of the picture on the map that showed the wand lit up. Is this... Oh, maybe that's not specifically the Dark Forest. I thought for sure that I had gotten a Flue Flame right there at the Dark Forest. Small bandit camp. Jackdaw's Rest. Oh, no. I guess because I didn't accept that... Because I didn't actually end up doing that quest, it didn't count. If you visited the Forbidden Forest during the day, pull up your map. Skip time. Yeah. On to the southwest bridge. Flue Flame outside the forest was automatically unlocked during your trip to Hogsmeade. Yeah, I think the one that I encountered, you know, while following Jackdaw earlier, perhaps didn't count because of abandoning that quest. It's like it might have reset it to a state before that. Extreme danger. Yeah, well, you're telling me the southwest bridge, I mean, other than the fact that it's in a southwest direction, I don't know where in particular the southwest bridge would be. So I think I'm actually going to... Whoa. Should I be worried about that? So I do think I'm going to just go to the Flue Flame here first. And then from there, maybe try to head southwest. Well, that's... Of course, now it seems to be during the daytime. Is this the bridge in question? I don't think it would be. Bridge on the mini-map. It's also next to a Flue Flame. Oh. By the way, hi Mathematics 38. Hope you're doing well. It's like right next to a flue flame. Okay, give me a sec. I appreciate the help. Just like... So there's... So you got an enemy on the minimap. Yeah, but... Alright, so there's a flue flame close to it. I just have no idea where in particular that is, because, like, the minimap only shows so much. Do I need to go, like, up this way? Yeah, I imagine the flue flame in question would be unlit, but... I mean... There's a flue flame with a bridge right next to it, but I don't think that's the one. Honestly, if I had the location in the broader world map, that would be more helpful. Yeah, found it. Southwest Bridge. Great. Where is it? That doesn't say where it is. So, is it? Okay, that says East-North Hogwarts region. I don't know if that's really same thing. Map of flue flame to use. Okay, so maybe it is that one that I went to before. I assume it was that it's the one that looks like it's highlighted on here. So, this bridge? Of course, now the trouble is I need to be here at night. If this is the right one. Or is it... Well, okay, so... This bridge here seems a little bit more connected with what I remember seeing, because, like, the way it looks kind of busted up like that. Okay, well... So... Trying to get things in the correct positioning here. So, the flue flame is there. It's showing... the person's facing the flue flame? But... No, This... If the image was just a little bit clearer, I could make out the directions a bit better. Okay, well... Maybe I should... The non-flu flame strip... It's diagonal of... Like... I'm still not entirely sure if it's supposed to be this bridge or this bridge. Or if either of these bridges are even... the right ones. One of the bridges said... Yeah... Okay, well, then let's, I guess, wait for nighttime. So we're looking at this bridge here then, it would seem. Something about... I guess... Do I need to use Lumos then? And... Should I be seeing candles as well? Like... Go ahead and do that, I suppose. Smaller item. Yeah. I don't want to add Incendio.
Lumos.
Okay,
Candles.
that's where the candles
I
are.
wonder where they're heading.
So I guess I just follow them. And why does the game insist on telling me about
Candles seem to be
Incendio?
leading into the Forbidden Forest.
Anyway, okay, I'm following these candles. And they're supposed to take me to, like, treasure or something. Holy cow, where did they go?
The treasure must be nearby. I suppose a picnic in the Forbidden Forest could seem
Here we go.
to some. Treasure hunting suits me.
Okay. Cool. I guess that one's done now. Could probably put that away and also re-equip Incendio, like the game is absolutely insisting that I do. And wow, yeah, that's been an hour of recording. Okay, so I guess that's all I'm doing for now. I definitely feel like I still need to do some more things to really be prepared for Richard Jackdaw's quest. So in light of that, I'll probably be doing some things inside Hogwarts. Probably some crossed ones and things of that sort. But yeah, that's it for this recording. Man. Alright, real quick. I got a text message. that I might want to answer. I guess I could have, started running the Twitch ads before I answered the text here. Oh well. See you in a bit, Twitch people. Not to be dismissive. Boop-a-doo. Okay, clearing away other notifications, and let me see about some of this other stuff in the menu here. Combat challenges. Any of this? Okay, so that shows up there. I can claim that. Goblin Silver Resistance 1. Gear trait. Ah. Gear appearance reward. Officer's uniform. Okay. Quests. Got lucky leprechaun gloves. And working on the hat now. Only 1% exploration, jeez. Do I really need to look at the collections? Probably not. I think that's just gonna... I literally think that's just gonna show what I've seen throughout the game, so meh. And what is this stuff in... Oh. Just letters and such. Okay, so now I need to figure out what quest I'm gonna do. Actually, I might start with Summoner's Court. But let me start recording before I get to any of that. Summoner's Court, it's the thing with the ball that you use Accio to draw towards you. And you want to try to get it to stop in the nearest zone or whatever. Anyway. You'll see once I do it. Okay, so I've been looking through the possible quests here, and I think I might start off with Summoner's Court, because that's probably, like, outside, or, like, on the outer part of the Hogwarts grounds, and then maybe I'll make my way inside to do some of these other things. So, I'm going to track that one. Located on the map. And it seems the nearest Flue Flame is probably this one. Might as well knock combinations and crossed wands out as well. Yeah, I figure I'll be doing that in this batch of quests that I plan to do during this recording. And it's probably gonna have to be daytime for this. Well, okay, it gives me a prompt there to wait. Okay. Leander Pruitt.
What are you doing out here?
Challenging you to a game of Summoner's Court. I think it's time you faced a real opponent, outside of Ronan's little lesson in charms class. Summoner's Court isn't just a game. It's a battle of skill. A test of a witch or wizard's mettle. What say?
Sure.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Brilliant! Summoner's Court. The ever-changing game.
Okay, let's see here.
Akio.
Okay, he's going first.
All in the wrist.
Okay.
Accio.
Whoa. Okay, that bounced way harder than I expected.
You were a match for me. Akio. Nothing to it.
What the, oh, I need to... Man, I need to get used to this again. Like, I've got to let go of right trigger, not of X, to stop the spell. Hey, I did this back in, like, the second recording of this game. I imagine it's going to want me to actually win this
On that one. Wait, did I win?
duel.
I won.
Before it actually says that I've completed it.
We should have bet a few galleons on that round. Care to go again?
Yes, let me try it
I'm
again.
game for another round.
Grand. You could use the practice. Summoner's Court. The ever-changing game. Akio. Try to beat that.
Okay, how exactly do I want to approach this here? Yeah, maybe if I go for this angle.
Accio.
Yeah, just a bit too much, okay. I still got to get the hang of it again.
Didn't think you were a match for me. Akio. All in the wrist.
Okay, Stop, please. Dang!
I've seen worse. Akio.
Really, I doubt you've seen worse than how I'm doing.
Nothing to it.
Accio.
No! Okay, that one I can't really blame myself for so much.
Hit on that one.
I did way better than this
We should have
before.
bet a few galleons on that round.
I mean, the
Can we go
obstacles weren't in the way.
I'm game for another round.
Okay.
Grand. You could use the practice.
This will be the last one, unless it goes downright horribly.
The ever-changing game. Akio. Try to beat that.
Oh, that counts as 50 for him. I wonder... Could I intentionally...
Accio.
bump his a little bit? Ah, how did I still... Like, I expected some more resistance from his ball when I bumped into it.
All in the wrist.
Okay. 50.
That was one for the ages. Accio. Nothing to it.
Problem is now he's got stuff in the way of where I'm gonna try to get mine to go. That is a bit of a problem.
Accio.
See, yeah, and that was okay, but not enough to win.
We should have bet a few galleons on that round. Care to go again?
So, I do need to actually beat him for it to count this quest as completed, I guess.
I'm game for another round.
If that's the case,
You
then
could use the practice.
I suppose I'll try
Summoner's Court, the ever-changing game.
until I, you know, actually get that.
Accio.
Okay, so he's got that one there.
Try to beat that.
See, now if I bring that one over to where I normally would, he's got his in the way, and I'm probably just gonna bump his into a 50-pointer as well.
Accio.
See, yeah. I mean, at least we both have 50
That
points
was one
then.
for the ages. Accio. All in the wrist.
Okay. This one. Oh, that's going way more towards where my ball is rather than his. Okay, well.
Not bad. Not bad. Accio.
And what happens if we tie? How did he guide it over that way?
Nothing to it.
I think a tie is a loss. Well. Yeah, well, I lost anyway. Because that thing is so stupidly
A
bouncy.
match for me.
Although I think I did hold Accio a bit too long there.
We should have bet a few galleons on that round. Care to go again?
I'm game for another round.
Grand. You could use the practice. Summoner's Court. The
That
ever-changing game.
middle ball seems to be the one that I have the most trouble getting into a decent spot.
Try to beat that.
Maybe if I try to angle it over here.
Accio.
See, yeah, and
I've seen worse.
these things are so stupidly bouncy that I just can't do a thing
All in the
once I get anywhere near them. At least with that ball. That ball, it doesn't seem like there's a single angle that I can draw that ball that it'll, you know,
That was one for the ages.
actually
Accio.
stay on the court and not hit anything.
Nothing to it.
And this is where I would have to bounce something of his out, if that's at all possible. But yeah, I just made it worse for myself. Like, way worse. Holy cow.
Missed the mark a bit on that one.
And this is just the first match or whatever of Summoner's Court? Like, come on.
Care to go again?
I'm game for another round.
Grand. You could use the practice.
Well, if you count the first one being in the Charms class, then
Ever-changing game.
yeah, I guess.
Akio.
I just wish there was
Try
a
to beat that.
better way to approach using the middle ball there
Accio.
in particular. Whoa, that's close.
That was one for the ages. Akio.
Here's a thought. What if I make his ball...
All in the wrist.
Although, I don't think I can make it hit any of the bumpy things. I'm probably just gonna end up pushing it further along, if anything. So...
Accio.
Oh, come on!
Didn't think you were a match for me.
I held it because it seemed like it was maybe gonna bump the one obstacle, and then...
Nothing to it.
And yeah, that held that way too long as well.
I've seen worse.
Just because I was trying to get his out. I mean, the fact that he's just a few points shy of a perfect score, and these obstacles are in the way, make this surprisingly tough.
Grand. You could use the practice.
Yes, Seth, thanks. I really needed someone keeping track of how many attempts.
Akio. Try to beat that.
Okay. Going for the middle one first.
Accio.
Man, I really need to, like, let go of it darn near as soon as it gets to the orange.
All in the wrist.
Okay. So... why? Oh, well, okay. Still landed in the blue. I'm fine with that. But
I'll let you have
that
that
could
one.
make the other ball extremely tough to get anywhere helpful.
Nothing to it.
He's got... You know what? Doesn't matter. He's only got 90.
Accio.
I'm just gonna do that and take my win.
Well done. You beat me.
That took way too many tries.
Bit of good luck.
Really had to
That's
get a
all.
feel for it.
I'm not lucky, I'm simply better than you.
Well, I
All
didn't
right,
think
fine.
he'd word it like that.
You're right.
Jeez.
You're better than me. I'll let the others know you're good enough to keep playing.
The others?
I lost 7 matches in a row to Samantha Dale. The others who play Summoner's Court thought that if you couldn't beat me, you wouldn't be enough of a challenge.
Hmm.
Chin up, Leander. Keep practicing and you'll get better.
I suppose you're right. I'll let the others know that your metal's been tested, and that you passed.
Okay, spent way longer on that than I really probably should have. Okay, maybe I will fare a bit better with, you know, crossed ones and spell combo practice and that kind of stuff. Okay, so I guess I want to go to this Flu Flame here. Why is it not going to let me select a Flu Flame? Okay, it'll let me select that one, but not... Okay, there we go. Jeez. Well, I mean... I suppose if you're going to call any number besides, you know, the first attempt perfect, 7, I suppose, is another nice number for that. Okay. Here we go.
Future champion coming through.
Hello, Lucan. Like to practice with the training dummy, yeah.
Hello, Lucan. I'd like to practice with the training dummy.
Excellent idea. This time will be a bit more of a challenge. Ready?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be brilliant.
Wonderful. I'll set things up. Remember to cast all the spell combinations before the dummy lands again. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
Okay, Accio, Incendio, and Levioso in a combo. Well, okay. Oh, in that order?
Accio, Incendio, Levioso.
Good one!
Cast Levioso and perform a basic cast 3 times. Accio and Incendio, okay.
Accio, Incendio.
That's it!
Yeah, okay.
Accio, Incendio. Levioso. Accio, Incendio.
Nicely done! Impressive
Okay.
work. I'd hate to face you in a duel.
Thanks, Lucan. You've been a great help.
Oh, stop. Don't make me blush. Seriously, well done. Training dummies will think twice before challenging you again. Plus, you'll be even more formidable in crossed wands. Other duelists had better beware.
Yeah. And I also have Expelliarmus to use in a duel. Although, I don't know if it could be used to completely disarm
Hello, Lucan.
someone
Is the
in
final
crossed
round of
wands.
crossed wands ready?
Big match today. It all comes down to this. The moment that we find out if your training and dedication is enough to win it all. Ready for a shot at glory?
I certainly am.
Brilliant. Are you dealing with a partner?
Did I have Sebastian in the previous one? I forget. You know what? Let's go with Natty.
Yes, Natty.
Then let's get started.
We can make this a real victory.
Oh, hey, Leander.
That's the spirit.
Oh, there's 4 of them? I mean, it is the championship round, so okay. Break through red shields with damage spells, yeah. Target lock. Right. Okay.
Finite. Incendio.
Like a winner.
Expelliarmus.
Darn it.
Levioso. Stupid. Expelliarmus. You're back here. Incendio. Stupid. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Accio. Incendio.
Incendio doesn't reach if I hit him with 2 spells, okay. Ow. Really? Okay. That hit kind of came out of nowhere.
They made a crap's breakfast out of you that round. Again.
One more try.
Yes, I'm ready now.
Very well. Good luck out there.
Yeah. And they decided to change the button on me that time.
Stupid. Incendio. Stupid. Accio. Stupid. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Accio. Incendio.
Really? The timing of these sometimes. Okay.
Accio. Incendio.
Crud. That was not what I was trying to do.
Levioso. Stupid. Accio. Incendio. Protego. Stupid. Expelliarmus.
Now I'm trying to be real careful to watch out for more spells headed my way because of that. Okay, whew, that one was close. But hey.
What a victory! You've won the tournament!
Yeah, sure, I guess I'll...
I'm just pleased to have done as well as I did.
And we're pleased to have such a gracious champion. Now, to the victor goes the prize! And so it is my great honor to present you with this simple yet elegant token of supreme dueling accomplishment.
Thank you. It's been an honor.
You earned it. You are a duelist to be reckoned with. Now that we've definitively crowned the tournament winner, I suppose I should get back to my schoolwork. Wonder how my
But also,
are doing. I haven't tended them in ages.
if I may be a duelist to be reckoned with, but yet I still need to get better at dealing with spiders, apparently. You know, based on what happened in the previous recording.
Lost to a new student? I didn't see that coming.
So what now? Let's see what other quests are available. Brother's Keeper is not suggested. Find the Daedalian key in the astronomy tower. I suppose I could do that one. Now, where might the astronomy tower be? Quite a ways away from where I currently am, it seems. Yeah, so that seems to be the closest Flue Flame, although... Do I really want to keep fast traveling to all of these things? Because, you know, if I do that, I keep missing anything in between. Like, potentially the gobstones. That's one where I literally just have to look all around. I don't know for sure if that has any particular markers that I would be able to just go to on the map or anything like that. Okay. So am I in the astronomy tower? I suppose so. Yeah. track. Well, it's telling me to head this way, it seems. Oh, hello. I saw something move just now. Do I need to actually catch it?
As a daily man, I wonder where it might lead me.
Okay. I assume I need to go out here now, but it means I need to find it again. I don't believe I see it in here. Don't really feel like reading a letter at this particular moment.
There's the cabinet. How do I get this key in there?
Oh. Okay. Do I need to just wait for it to... Like, I don't think I'm doing anything to its movement, so I'm not quite sure when exactly I'm supposed to... Okay.
That's it.
So when it goes across the middle...
An old coin. Perhaps Nellie knows what it means.
That was when... Okay. Return to Nellie with the token. I suppose while I'm on the way, maybe I'll just walk this time and see if I encounter anything else. Hello there. Anyway. Going down the staircase.
Merlin himself would be proud.
Wait, what's going on now? I don't think that was supposed to happen like that. Complete Merlin trials. What? What Merlin trial did I complete? I am very confused.
Revelio.
Yeah, I still don't really know how to open those. But
It's astonishing to me that the 5 lads I share a door with
I'm also not necessarily inclined to just mess around with it randomly right now. Are there any gobstones around while I'm, you know, walking about these hallways?
I promise. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cannot do this for all eternity.
So who's it showing that I could talk to there? Okay. Saw something shiny for a sec and thought maybe there was something I could pick up.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Yeah, and usually when you say that, there's one nearby. At least the past couple of times, that has been the case. But I don't see one right near here. Anyway, okay. Well...
Were you able to follow one of the Daedalian keys?
Yes,
Hello,
actually.
Nelly. I managed to get a Daedalian key into its lock.
Brilliant. What did you find in the cabinet?
A curious token of some sort.
Looks like some sort of house token. I bet it unlocks house chests. I call them house chests. I've seen the one in Gryffindor and heard they're also in the other common rooms as well. Keep an eye out. I do hope you continue on. For so much effort, the prize must be something grand.
Insert the house token into
I
your
should see
house
this
chest.
through and find the Hufflepuff house chest.
Sure.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones. Accio!
Yeah, I'm not currently seeing any gobstones, though. And it's certainly not locking me onto anything to indicate that there's one around here. So, I don't know. Hufflepuff is the house that I'm in, not Ravenclaw. See, this is a high place. Ooh. I saw a page of some sort flying around up there. Yeah, give me that. Field guide page. Cool. Wasn't a gobstone, but still. Okay. Keeping one force, one control, one damage spell in your spell set will prepare you for most combat scenarios. No. Really? Still not 100% sure what to do with it. Okay. So we got the... do I need to ignite those in that order? Or is it something about the way that... Oh. Okay, I need to make sure they're facing the right way. So I need that to be at 2. Incendio. Incendio. No? Okay, maybe I need to light them up in a certain order as well.
Watch what you're doing.
That one needs to be 4. It won't even turn right now. Are you serious?
Accio.
No, not Accio. Incendio. There we go. Okay, that one's at 4 like it needs to be. And then... See, like, okay, it worked there. Was the triangle at 1? I think the triangle was at... Or that triangle was... Oh, hey. Okay, I got that. But I thought I would need to light this other one here as well. Or is it just being stubborn like that? Oh, really? Okay. So now it seems I can open that at any time. Well, what, pray tell, am I getting myself into here? I don't know, but let's find out. Eventually get all the field guide pages. Seem to have uncollected rewards. Okay, well. The uncollected rewards are probably just going to show up here in the challenges page. Like, yeah, that. Increased storage for gear. Oh, heck yes. Definitely want that one. Like, out of any possible rewards, that's probably the one I want the most. Solving Hogwarts secrets and Merlin trials. I still don't know what Merlin trial I did there. Anyway. I do have other gear now, but I don't want to spend a ton of time just looking through the... Oh, hello. Big chest. Neapolitan striped scarf. And I suppose that's not all that I get here. Collection updated. Stuffed toy dragon. Seems I should have been looking along the sides the entire way that I walked. See? Now there's another chest there. Collection updated. Saber ash brown. I guess that's like a wand grip. I was gonna say wand holding thing. That's what a grip would be. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, just that one does not seem to want to light on fire. Odd. Anyway, okay. Well, there's one little puzzle at least that I was able to solve. And get some rewards for it. Curious about looking around for a little bit.
If only. Get away! All of you!
Are they from the restricted section?
No, and none of your business.
There you are, sneaking past me.
Just trying to look around for those gobstones, you know? Yeah, so even with doing all these side missions, I don't think I'll be leveling up so massively that it's going to make a huge difference for the for Jackdaw's mission. Ooh, hello. Revelio. Field guide page. The Hogwarts Architect. The Hogwarts Architect, shown here surrounded by the 4 house mascots, designed and oversaw the construction of Hogwarts Castle alongside founder Rowena Ravenclaw, who is credited with creating its ever-changing floor plan. Okay. Okay, Snake, Slytherin. That, I think, is the Hufflepuff mascot. Gryffindor. Okay, Ravenclaw on the shoulder. Gotcha. Oh, hey, here's another thing for a Daedalian key. And I went the wrong way on the steps.
What are you up to now?
I think whoever's face this is at the Flu Flames, that's who's occasionally speaking to me and honestly making me a bit confused by doing so. I don't know what I'm supposed to get from this. Anyway. To the common room. Why do you look like you're afraid of something? Okay. I am now in the common room. Which, for some reason, like, forces me to move slower if I'm not specifically running.
This must be my house chest. I just need to insert the token. Seems I'll need to find more house tokens if I'm to open this.
Oh, jeez.
Quite a few by the look of it.
Yeah. So there's 16 total tokens. Find the remaining house tokens that are around Hogwarts, yeah. But they're not going to give me specific locations for those. I probably need to just find more Daedalian keys or do something like that. Well, I appreciate your enthusiasm there, Seth, but I don't necessarily want help with every single thing right away. What else could I do right now? If there's much of anything else. Okay, I mean, that's still talking about the Daedalian keys, but yeah, there's no specific location for the others that's mentioned. Yeah, that's suggested level 17. I'm surprised this doesn't have a higher suggested level. Venomous Valor. So, the thing with the gobstones is that they're going to be a lot like these keys. And that's something where, for the most part, I think I'd rather it kind of be something that I, like, happen upon while I'm doing other things, rather than specifically dedicating time to it. This Venomous Valor one, though, is a specific thing with a specific location. I can... Oh, I have not been to that Flu Flame? Then maybe I'll encounter it while I'm on the way. I just looked at how long I've been recording. I'm pretty sure... What the... Huh. All kinds of mysteries and surprises here. Kitchens. Ooh. It's a level 1 lock. I don't have the ability to open any locks like that yet. That's just some food, I would think.
Here's a welcome treat. Delicious.
Anything in particular that I can do in the kitchen? Besides, you know, just enjoy some of the food within. Okay, there are a couple of chests. Ochre Quidditch gloves. More tea. Some other treat. Looks like a cupcake that I grabbed.
Delicious.
I cannot walk up there. Okay, I guess that's it then. Even if it isn't, I have a quest I am tracking. I may end up doing quite a bit of walking for this. Oh, that's another Daedalian key, I think. Where are you going? Uh-huh. Come on. Yeah. Alright, another token. Sweet. Yeah, you see, so like that. I just kind of randomly find things as I'm on the way to other stuff. Then I'm making progress kind of on two things at the same time. Okay, headed over here. And now it's gonna have me go into here, which gives me another loading screen. Maybe, you know, if I edit out some of the retries of some stuff, I can get a little bit more out of this recording. Okay. Sorry. Looked kind of like there was something there a moment ago. Yeah.
Revelio.
Flattened armor. Set of armor belonged to Sir Skagglethorpe, the Heedless, who unwisely challenged a mountain troll to a game of musical chairs. Okay. And then I guess the assumption is, you know, the troll sat on him. Okay, come on. Find and enter the hidden herbology corridor. I like how the guideline specifically has me walking the path here and not through the foliage. Okay. So this is kind of the general area where I should expect to find what I'm looking for. Glumbumbles. Are magical flying insects that produce a treacle, which will cause melancholy if consumed. They feed on nettles and nest in dark and secluded places. Unfortunately, they are known to infest beehives, having a devastating effect on the honey therein. Okay, so... hidden herbology corridor thing. Okay, it's pointing me here, but perhaps down lower?
These dry vines are one spark away from becoming kindling.
Incendio? That seemed rather obvious. Thick, sticky, dark syrup made from partly refined sugar, molasses, syrup of a golden yellow color. Okay.
This must be the entrance to the hidden herbology corridor. Devil's Snare seems to thrive in darkness. Perhaps it doesn't care for light.
Well, if that's the case, then let me equip Lumos.
Lumos.
Yeah. Out of my way. Oh, geez, there's something up here. Or not. Ooh, there's a thought. Should I
Incendio.
Maybe set those ablaze? Put a little light going on in here.
Lumos.
This might actually be leading me to something a little bit bigger than just a minor side quest collectible thing.
Incendio.
Oh, come on.
Seems the Devil's Snare was protecting a chest of some kind.
Protecting a chest of some kind.
Lumos.
Okay. Apparently if I use any other magic, Lumos goes away.
That enormous venomous tentacular would be enough for Duncan to prove his bravery.
So what do I do here? I don't know if I should be getting too close to it. Well, collect. Okay, I got a leaf. I guess that's all I really needed. Greenhouses. Exit. Okay. Didn't think I'd be able to just straight up... Jeez. How many things am I going to be able to collect here in the herbology greenhouses? Ooh, hello. Big chest. Emerald Highland attire. Come on. Collect. There we go. Okay. So where do I go from here? Yep, there's a chest. I guess I'm not really getting anything else up here. Okay. How do I get out of here? Is there another way to get out of here besides where I came in? Yep, okay, there we go. Door is helpful, maybe? Maybe up these stairs. Okay. Now I seem to at least be along the, mini-map guideline. Okay. I think I'm back to the more common parts of Hogwarts.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Yeah, you keep saying that every time I pass by here. Alright. Seth, you got an idea where the gobstone would be in this area? Which places of which not necessarily. Well, okay. Got any of them saying that they're like in the courtyard or whatever? What do they technically call this place?
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Keeps mentioning the gobstones right around here. Okay, so that's the central hall. Transfiguration courtyard. Yeah, okay. Well, I've already gotten the first one. So...
What you did in Cross Wands was fantastic. Your dueling skills are quite advanced.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Yeah, but I can't see any of them here. Alright, well, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time looking for that. I'm actually pausing my recording a little bit, just so I don't do too much during the ad break. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap this up real soon, because the thing that I have going on tonight starts at 6:30. Oh boy. Well, with that in mind, maybe I should unpause my recording.
Have you found?
Oh, yeah, Duncan's right there.
Prove
Okay.
my bravery yet?
Hello, Duncan. I have the proof you wanted.
That's one leaf. Must have been a giant venomous tentacula. It's even more than I expected. I knew you were the one to ask. I appreciate you getting it for me.
Of course. I hope this...
That'd be a real Slytherin move to just say, nope, I'm keeping it.
Puffskein Dunkin for good. When I show everyone in the common room tonight, this'll show Everett how ridiculous that nickname was. Thank you again, and have a good day. I know I will. Thank you for all of your help. No more Puffskein Dunkin for me.
Okay. And that was why we went to the hidden herbology corridor. And I think that's where I'm going to have to leave off this recording, because I'm kind of out of time. Also a bit short on side quests with any particular... See, now this one mentions locating it on the map. Huh. Maybe that one could be tracked, but for now, not what I'm concerned with. So, I guess I might just have to try this quest here for Jackdaw again next time. I have gotten some better gear, so maybe that'll help me out. But, yeah. We'll see that in the next recording, I suppose. But yeah. Where's my gear? I gotta tab over a bunch to get to that. Okay. Wand handles. I don't think the wand handles are going to do much. Other than, you know, make it look a certain way. Ew, no. Although, I gotta say, the practicality of that one... See, that actually, I kind of like the look of. That one's not bad either, but I think this one's my favorite so far. Fighting enemies non-side quest can help too. True. That is a slightly better pair of gloves. So let's equip that. Kind of matches my outfit a bit better as well. Cloaks and robes. This one is not as good as my current robe. So, no thanks to that. Outfit here. Ooh, 9 extra defense? Heck yeah. But I'm not sure I actually want the appearance of that. Let me just... No, not that, dang it. What did I have before? I think it was something like this. Yeah, I'll just go with that one. Okay. Real quick, anything to pick up from the challenges? Hogwarts Regalia hat. Wonder if that's any better than my current hat. Well, one way to find out. Oh, neckwear. Oh yeah, there was that too. +9 offense, heck yeah. Not really a big fan of the appearance of it though. I think I'd rather just not have a scarf. And then, what did I got some more headwear just now, didn't I? What was the regalia thing? Or maybe that was just appearance. It could have just been the appearance. Okay. Anyway. Inventory is just going to be different things that I've picked up along the way. It's another house token. I wonder if I would get some occasional rewards for some of the house tokens before getting the complete set. I don't know, but I don't exactly have a whole lot of time to look into that because I need to get something to eat before I have a thing at, well, in like an hour and a half. That was... Okay. I'll overwrite this one. Okay, save complete. Exit to main menu. Alrighty. So, yeah, that's definitely gonna have to do it for today's live stream. Hey, you know what? Everything worked, so that in and of itself is a bit of a victory as far as the stream's concerned. And because of things not working lately, I have not raided anyone in a little while. Therefore, I'm gonna quick try and find me a raid target here. We got people playing... Oh yeah, next time. So next week, probably next Saturday morning, since I won't be busy that day. Although, I do wonder if I could... I don't know. Anyway, probably next Saturday morning will be continuation of Psalms for Bible study. So I guess starting with Psalm 11. And then, as far as gaming stuff, I will be continuing Tunic, which I suppose has been a little while since I've gotten a steady recording out of that. Hopefully that next week will work just as well as this did today. Because, yeah, that I didn't really notice any particular problems with how anything looked throughout the stream. So, yeah, that's good stuff. I want it to be like that in the future. Okay. I am not going to think too hard about who I raid here. Raid target picked out. Alright, so that's going to do it for me. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I will see you soon for another stream. And if you can't make it a week from tomorrow, especially in the morning, I understand. Streams are archived on YouTube and at least for a little while on Twitch, so you can catch them then a bit after the fact. But, yeah. Whatever ends up happening. Till next time. Stay cool, everybody.